get this camera straight. Number one, right? Got to get the camera straight. All right, we got that. We got that. It's Monday, my favorite day. What else we got to do? Yep. Check that audio. That's right. Trump. Why did Tyler Robinson return to the scene of Charlie Kirk crime? It's September the 29th, y'all. It's Monday, my favorite day of the week. Who we got up in the building? We got Liberty and Justice up in the building. I see Cat Dad up in the building. Mark Dorfman. How you doing? Batty Lynn up in the building. And my sister, we got Rebecca, Lanya, and Bueno, praying for you that you get admitted today and you have a fantastic procedure. By the way, you have a gift on the way. Keep on checking your mail. You got something coming from the show. All right? Because we don't play around with our promises, especially when it's I'm ready to go. They're ready to go. It's time to start the show. I hope you're ready, yo, 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 yo. We got to wind it up. Send the energy. Wind it up. Do, 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 do. Wind it up. We about to turn it up. It's 6 o'clock. Yeah. And I'm gonna need you guys to help me out on this one because this happens to be one of the, this feels really good. Those fingertips are real cool this morning. So let's keep on working on that. Let's keep working on that. And yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to help me out on this one right here because this is not only one of the best artists that probably ever did it, but we gotta salute him. Also, has nothing to do with homeboy that's locked up right now, okay, guys? Has nothing to do with him. I'm not going to sing his parts. But there's no way we can do the 90s, no way, without doom, 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 do the doom, 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 doom. I'm not going to do it. Doom, 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 do the doom, doom, doom. Doom, 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 doom. Jesus, the notorious, just please us with your lyrical thesis. We just chillin', milk 'em, bilk cillin', pure linen, me and Little Season, Malibu sea breeze, Don Prees, palm trees, cats named Pablo, milked out Diablo, the williest, the chickens be the silliest. The more I smoke, the smaller the Philly gets. Room 112, where the players dwell, stash more cash than Burt Purdell. In hell, make it feel good like Tony. Up in your middle like Moni. Yeah, she don't know me, but she's setting up to blow me. Yeah, no, yeah. I'm a straight Spurgeon. Cats up like the running Virgin. Oh, I need to know where we stand in this very special place called love. I know I do. What about you? Jesus, the notorious just. Y'all know why I'm open, right? First of all, because I made it through that. And plus is if pump that beat. It's Monday the 29th. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, but we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that just got me lit. Like I said, you guys, there's no way to get through the 90s without showing love to the notorious B.I.G. 112, Mace, everybody else. Y'all know who I'm trying to exclude right now. It is what it is. Even though your boy was killing those ad-libs back there. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Monday morning. I know I am. Slept like a baby, got enough rest. Came here this morning to bring you guys that heat. Y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me this morning, I appreciate you. So do I appreciate you guys so much that I'm gonna shout you guys out and see who's in the comments. We got Liberty up in the Justice. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs, Liberty. Who else we got up in the building? We got Mark Dorfman up in the building. Yes, that's I just can't get enough of your love. Where do we go? What do I do? Doom, doom, doom. When that song come on, you know it's time to get busy. You ever sit down and like try to not get on the dance floor when that song come on? You a good one. That's just like trying to sit down and not dance to the Benjamins. Boom, doom, doom, doom. I done seen people had their wedding parties to that right there. But again, you guys, it's an era. We cannot ignore it because the music was fire at that time. And guess what it's time to do? It's time to get to work. I can't be playing around because you guys got to get to work and it's time for this information. So you know what we got to do? Yeah. First, let me shout out my people in the comments though. Y'all forgot about that, right? I didn't. Who we got up in the building this morning? We've got them in it. I don't know what I can't say that. What is that? Dim homegrown. Okay, dim homegrown. We got Cat Dad up in the building. We have Liberty and Justice up in the building. We got my bros Luigi up in the building as well. What's up, Casey Ramos? How you doing, my bro? Hope everything is good. Yes, that is 112 right there. And you can't forget about my sis, like I told you, from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm talking about no other than Rebecca Lanyan Bueno, who we're praying for that she has a fantastic day and a good appointment. And all good medical news comes out of your visit today. Amen. Amen. With that being said, you guys, I can't play around no more. You know what I got, right? I got a full clip, and let's get into these titles because, okay, I got 5 on it. Stacking the deck. You guys stay on point, and we're going to keep it going. What we have here this morning, we have Trump. Why did Tyler Robinson return to the scene of the Charlie Kirk crime? You guys know why. We've been following the story totally and from this first day that it started, right? You guys do know why, right? Trying to go get that pow back. Exactly. But you know what? We still got more in the clip and we got more in the header. So we're going to keep on moving forward because we also have a delayed karma situation where the FBI fires agents who took a knee during the 2020 MLB George Floyd riots. That's right. They're coming back and these guys are getting disciplined. FBI has fired a lot of people. We got the clip and the information. You guys, last but not least, what else do we have? Yes, we've got more files and names have been released in the Jeffrey Epstein case, such as Elon Musk, Prince Andrew, and more. They're letting them go, you guys. They're letting them go. Also, just want to make sure you guys always remember, anytime any new information is set out, we always try our best to have links in the description so that you guys can actually have access to that information. The other day, we did the same thing 5 minutes after we got off, made sure that we put the links inside of the descriptions just in case you guys may want to go look at some of that content. But you know what I got to do right now, you guys. We got some late breaking news. Guess who don't want to run no more? I'm tired, mama. I don't want to run no more. Yes, late breaking news. 3 hours ago, I just got this. I was up since 3 and I just found out that our mayor, my mayor of New York, doesn't want to run no more. Yes, Mayor Adams reacts to withdrawing from the mayoral race. And there's people in the streets that's like, okay, took you long enough. My fear is now we got this Mom Dami guy and it's going to be over. So we got a problem coming to my city. If this guy becomes the mayor, I might find another city to move to. Any recommendations?
Struggling to recover from the Mayor Eric Adams came to office with a lot of promise at a time the city was struggling to recover from the COVID pandemic. So what are voters saying about the mayor's decision today to end his re-election campaign? Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang continues our coverage in downtown Brooklyn. Lucy.
Well, Tanya, Mayor Eric Adams is a son of Brooklyn, but Brooklyn voters are not exactly sad he's leaving the race. In fact, many wonder what took him so long.
I'm happy that he's gone, and I'll be voting for Zoro Ranch, the Democratic nominee, just like I was planning to the whole time.
We didn't find any New Yorkers this afternoon disappointed about Mayor Eric Adams leaving the race.
Thank you. God bless New York.
I'm glad because, that narrows the field. He didn't have a shot. He didn't. I myself, from what I know, didn't see a path to victory for him.
Mayor Adams, born and bred in Brooklyn, hailed from Brownsville. He ended up in Gracie Mansion, but would not be invited back for a second term.
I think Mayor Adams is doing what's best for his family. I respect Mayor Adams for being in uniform and being of service.
While friends of the mayor try to find something positive about his record of public service, many told us there were just too many scandals.
That's the chatter on the ground. That's the chatter in the streets, that the scandals really turns it around, turns it against him.
Now, many told me they voted for Adams 4 years ago, and some of them consider him a friend, but they just felt he didn't earn their support for a second term.
We are in trouble, man. Listen, I'm about to find me some luggage, some cardboard boxes. I am out of here. We get that Mom Dummy. Oh boy, we in trouble. Woo! All right, we got to keep on moving now. We got to get on over to Washington, where Trump signs an executive order for what? The F penalty in Washington. Do me a favor, y'all, double tap that screen to get those likes up. It really helps to get more people over here. Let's go.
A 40-year-old suspect from Burton. He's a male.
We got. Oh man, no, we got to go into this. We got to get into this. This is another alert that was actually more important than the first one. This is an alert right here. We got Trump responding to a Edley, Michigan church powwowing, targeted attacks on Christians. This is crazy right here. Not trying to get in trouble. The only reason I'm not saying this stuff.
A 40-year-old suspect from Burton. He's a male. He drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church. 10 gunshot victims have been transported to local hospitals at this time, including one who has been deceased.
We continue to get more information about the church shooting and attack that took place in Grand Blanc, Michigan. Obviously, one deceased thus far among the at least 10 victims, and we also know that there are a number of them that remain in critical condition at this hour. Unfortunately, more victims, all the more likely. And with more on that, we want to welcome back correspondent Brian Yennis. Brian, you were watching the news conference earlier. I guess we'll get more information at 5 p.m. What else can you tell us about the shooter and about the unfortunate circumstance that surrounds yet another violent attack in this country?
Well, Kevin, we know from that press conference that the FBI has about 100 agents on scene helping local law enforcement as they are now going to retrace this shooter's steps, the 40-year-old from Burton. They did not release his name, as you astutely pointed out in the last couple of minutes. And that is because we believe that the FBI is now going to search not only his online history, but also go to this shooter's home where they can try to figure out and find some sort of motive behind this horrific shooting this morning. We know that this shooting started at 10:25 this morning. The suspected shooter ran his car through the front doors of this church. At some point separately, this shooter started a fire in that church that consumed the entire church. When that shooter exited his vehicle, he used his assault rifle, opened fire, shot 10 people. One person died. 9 people are at the hospital, some in critical condition, others in stable condition. And there is an unknown number of victims who unfortunately perished inside of that fire. The chief of police saying that this was a fire that may have trapped people on the second floor of this church. There were hundreds of people at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, Michigan, when all of this happened. They were there worshiping with their families, multiple generations of people, obviously, and their families there. So a horrific situation. At this point, we are now.
Yes, and we want to pray for the lives lost, as well as the people that are in the hospital in critical condition, as well as the families. We're going to pray for strength in a time that's so terrible and tragic right now. Lord, help them please get through this. And we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. We got to keep on moving forward. You guys, you know how we do. We do not keep on moving before we at least give a prayer for the people that's actually going through this tragic time, because we never know what the next clip may have in hand. And it's a clip basically of President Trump. Like I said earlier, he's signing an executive order allowing the F penalty in DC now. Let's go, you guys. Let's go. Good morning.
One of the most powerful deterrents we have to violent crime is the death penalty. As you said, your administration has taken bold, decisive steps to ensure that Washington, D.C. is once again a safe
everybody.
and secure
Good morning.
city for its residents and all who visit. This is a presidential memorandum that directs your Attorney General and your U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Judge Janine Pirro, to fully implement the death penalty here in Washington, D.C., where the evidence and facts of a case indicate that the death penalty should be used.
Okay? Everybody understand? Death penalty in Washington. You kill somebody, or if you kill a police officer, law enforcement officer, death penalty. And hopefully there won't be that. So again, it's way down. I mean, we have had week after week after week where we haven't had a murder. I said that the other day in front of the president of Poland. The press was here and I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce that Washington, D.C. has not had a death in 4 weeks, a murder. And he looked at me and goes, is that good or bad? You know, he said, what kind of a place is this? But it's true for years. I mean, every week, essentially, somebody got killed or more than one. And this is a very safe city right now. We don't play games. And, you know, it's interesting. We took these careers out, career criminals. They call them careers. They left the word criminal out. But we took the careers out of here. And they're now brought back to their homes, or they're in jail, or they're in a jail in another country. And hopefully they're not coming back. And we have to maintain it. You can't just leave, and we have to maintain it. We've gotten along fairly well with the mayor. You know, she's getting a party that hates that the city's becoming safe. I mean, they're actually criticizing her because the city's becoming safe. But this is becoming this is right now a very, very safe city. This went from the most unsafe city in the country to the safest city in the country. There's no city any safer. That's a pretty big achievement. And we really did it in 12 days. But if you add an extra week to it, that'd be nice. And I mean, you can go out to dinner. Restaurants are booming. You know, the restaurants were dead. They would.
All right, we got to keep moving, Trump, because you got another situation that you just wrote into too. That's that HB1 visa situation. There was a meltdown. Yes, it's about 5 days old. I had no idea about this. Maybe you guys did. Hold me down, bear with me, because I had no idea that they were stopping planes before they even went off. Like, as soon as this signature came in, like the night before, there were like flights that were grounded, that were like, oh, we can't take you guys anywhere. Check this out, you guys. I think it's this is the Emirates. I forgot the name of this flight, the company, but check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the captain speaking.
So they're basically trying to fly over, and this is $100,000 H-1B visa meltdown on the tarmac. There's panicked Indians deboarding the Emirates flight minutes before the takeoff, and the captain came on and said, due to the changes of the laws, you can't go, or they can't go.
Current circumstances, obviously, that are unprecedented for us here at Emirates.
Imagine boarding a flight, settling in for takeoff, and then suddenly rushing off in panic because a visa rule changed overnight. That's exactly what happened this weekend at San Francisco International Airport. Just minutes before takeoff, phones started buzzing, and passengers suddenly demanded to disembark the plane.
With us, and that's perfectly fine. All we ask is that we wish to offer.
On September 20th, Trump signed a proclamation imposing a $100,000 fee on new H-1B visa petitions. The move triggered chaos at airports and confusion among Indian professionals across the United States who depend heavily on the visa program.
So it's just not economic. If you're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land, train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs. That's the policy here, $100,000 a year for H-1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board. We've spoken to them about the gold card.
They love us. So that's why those flights were grounded right there. I had no idea about that. Maybe you guys did, but hey, I'm a little late on that. My apologies. Keep on moving forward now, because Trump says he'll send troops to Portland to handle, the domestic terrorists. Can't say that word. He's going to send them to Portland to handle the domestic terrorists.
News right now is President Trump announced this morning that he will send troops to Portland to handle domestic terrorists. The announcement was made just minutes ago in a social media post. The president says the decision is necessary to protect ICE facilities, which he describes as under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. The post also says the president is directing the Department of Defense to authorize, quote, full force if necessary. This comes after an influx of federal officers was deployed to Portland yesterday.
Jesus, that
Local
audio
leaders say
is
they did not ask for them
garbage.
to come.
Everything is on blast.
Report the arrival of federal agents yesterday afternoon. State and city leaders, including Mayor Keith Wilson and Senator Jeff Merkley, held a press conference last night to address the situation. Both the mayor and senator characterized the deployment as President Trump following through with his recent comments on cracking down on protests again.
Yeah, y'all gotta go. Sorry. I don't know what. Y'all need to do something about your audio to the point where let me turn this down, because I don't want to hurt my people's ears. Let me get this one down too, because I had everything all on blast. Like, what are they doing out here, guys? Come on. What are they doing? What are they doing? Also, they got Ben Carson now, who's speaking with Secretary Brooke Rollins about joining the Trump administration. He's going to be dealing with the national health. What department is he going to be in?
Yeah, exactly. I'll just do a couple of top lines because we made a big announcement. Dr. Carson's joining this administration, President Trump's vision on making America healthy again. We just swore in a couple hours ago. Dr. Carson's going to be our national nutrition advisor. So as we continue the work to make America healthy again, and the intersection of agriculture and HHS with Secretary Kennedy, as we were talking, we partnered together for a long time. Last administration and even before, it really occurred to us that there's no greater American who has lived the American dream in just such a remarkable way than Ben Carson. So for me personally, it's a really banner day, an exciting day. I know for President Trump, it certainly is, but I think the people who will benefit the most and perhaps be the most excited when they understand what this means are the American people, but especially maybe our most vulnerable in America, as you're going to fight for the right food, nutrition, et cetera, for that population.
There are so many people who are in the lower socioeconomic groups.
Sorry, ain't doing that one, old man. You probably good at your job, but we ain't gonna be doing this with so many people. I don't know what's going on today, y'all. It's the top of the line stuff that I'm looking at. You guys see the networks. It's Fox. It's these guys. It ain't our audio, because you hear me right now loud and clear. Let me turn my damn audio down. Jesus Christ, what's going on with y'all? We need to put in some phone calls. Maybe this Epstein information will work a little better. Let's get over to Washington, where we got these friendship statues that were removed by the Park Police from the National Mall one day earlier. They had appeared there, but one day afterward. I think the administration definitely had something to do with taking these two statues down. Come on now, don't tell me that they took the story down too. There we go.
Not only this was supposed to be up through Sunday. We're talking about this statue that shows President Donald Trump holding hands with Jeffrey Epstein on the National Mall.
Yeah, and before sunrise today, someone posted a video on Reddit of the National Park Service, you see right there, removing the statue with an assist from Park Police. Our Melissa Kim joins us live tonight from the National Mall to show us what's left of this display and what people are saying. Melissa.
Yeah, hey guys, this has been the talk of the town today for sure. Now, physically, I want to show you what's left of where the statue once stood over here. Just like an outline in the sand, an indentation there. Now, we've been here since 11:30 this morning, and I can tell you that physically, spiritually, this spot has become somewhat of an emotional symbol for First Amendment rights. That's at least according to the 100 or so people that we
You
spoke
can
to.
ask questions. What's up, Clackle?
I was looking
said,
forward to
don't
seeing it.
ask no questions. I said,
It's gone.
don't
You
ask.
can
What do you
hear the
mean?
disappointment from people who were hoping to see this statue called Best Friends Forever.
This big, huge statue with Epstein on this side, Trump was on that side, and they were stretched out, holding hands and like besties.
All that's left now, an indentation of where it stood for about 22 hours on the National Mall.
You can see the outline beautifully done.
Sheila McLaughlin came and saw the temporary installation yesterday and wanted to make sure her son got a glimpse of it today.
They don't want anything to do with the Epstein files. Everything has been getting distractions after distractions, all kind of crazy things happening to keep people from trying to find out what about the Epstein files that he said he was going to release.
The group who installed the statue had a temporary permit until this Sunday, but a spokeswoman from the U.S. Department of the Interior tells me the statue was removed because it was not compliant with the permit issued. I did follow up with the Department of the Interior about what specifically violated the permit, still waiting to hear back. Meanwhile, Carol Fleischer, the location manager for this project, says she thinks one of the platforms that the statue was standing on wasn't included in the total height that was originally approved. But she told me an official from the Park Service came by Tuesday afternoon and said everything was okay. According to the permit, it can be revoked at any time with 24-hour notice. The statue was up for 22.
It's really insulting, to see America turning into this.
This country has been founded on freedom of speech.
This is not an administration that should be respected because they have no respect for your own expression.
My great-great-great-grandparents are probably rolling in their graves over this.
This isn't my America where I grew up in.
What y'all think about that? Did y'all think that that was going to be able to last there anyway? I thought it was pretty crazy for them to be able to put that there like that. Anyway, talking about expression, I get it, but it's also like insinuation and it's about the president. That's what they might have said. But they said they tried to do it on a technicality, talking about the height. So yeah, the friendship statue, if you never had a chance to go see it or take a picture in front of it, it is no more. Sorry, you guys. Let's get on over to Utah because we got these prosecutors that's going to use this Charlie Kirk suspect's text messages as well as his admissions to his murder, his attorney says. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. We got to keep on moving. I got too much in the deck. It ain't stopping. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin is due in court virtually tomorrow to decide whether he will waive his preliminary hearing in order to speed up proceedings. Tyler Robinson facing multiple state charges, including aggravated murder, and state prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. Fox News contributor and criminal defense attorney Donna Rotuno joins us now. Donna, good morning. What can we expect to see tomorrow?
Good morning, Griff. How are you? I think tomorrow what we're going to see is a fairly quick hearing. You are correct. Mr. Robinson does have the right to waive that preliminary hearing. Preliminary hearings are really a procedural step that move the case to the next level. Some states have a grand jury process. Utah does not have one. So this is the mechanism in which to move the case forward to a trial posture. My guess is he will probably waive that preliminary hearing, given the fact that there does seem to be a large amount of evidence that would justify probable cause for the case to move forward. That will be up to him and his lawyers to make that call. I don't think they're going to want to put all the facts that we heard in the proffer from the prosecutor out into the public sphere again. So my guess is that they will waive that hearing tomorrow.
Yeah, and Donna, talking about that evidence, let's show our viewers the prosecution's evidence against the Kirk murder suspect. Now, there's that hidden note inside the apartment, which read, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." There were DNA matches on the rifle and trigger, spent and unused cartridge casings. Towel rifle was wrapped in, and there were family interviews, Donna, detailing Robinson's shift to left-leaning pro-gay and transgender beliefs. This is quite strong evidence.
It absolutely is strong evidence, and I think it's very interesting because you in reading the letter, it really seemed as if, for the text messages especially, you really think that he thought he may get away with this, but yet the trail that was left with DNA, with fingerprints, with the gun, with the letter, there's really a mountain of evidence here that I think is going to play out in a very unfavorable way for him. So I'm fairly certain that they won't want that to be brought out again tomorrow in court. There's really no reason for it. As I said, it is a procedural step.
Yeah, and Donna, you're a lawyer. I'm not, but I can tell you one thing that seems a really damning piece of evidence against Robinson is that text message confession of sorts from Robinson to his transgender roommate. You can see it here on your screen. Roommate asked, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Yeah. I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have no evidence.
So he's basically saying right there, if he's able to actually grab his pow unseen, they'll have no evidence on him. He already had a whole mountain against him. Somebody in the comments, I want to appreciate you for the $20 super chat. Everybody, HD, thank HD so much for the $20 super chat. I am going to say your comment. I just want to get into this next clip because it intertwines immediately into what's going on here. Tyler Robinson returned to the crime scene hours after Charlie Kirk pow-powing to retrieve his pow. I'm not going to get caught up. I'm making sure that I don't say that word because I know what y'all on to.
Information has just come to light regarding Tyler Robinson. Now, by all accounts, Tyler Robinson actually made contact with a police officer some 6 hours after the shooting of Charlie Kirk and right near the location where he dropped his rifle.
Check this out, you guys. He actually came into contact with the police. After he came from up there, the police, he went back to try to get his pow back. Let me say this comment real quick. I need you guys to hear this. What is it? If Trump is on the Epstein list, do you think that conservatives will really care? Question mark. That's what HD had to say, you guys. That's what HD had to say. But I want you guys to check this out right here because this is something that I have not heard during the entire time of this case. Do your boy a favor. I really would appreciate it. You can double tap that screen to get those likes up to get more people over here. If you have not already subscribed, please do so. We're trying to get to 60,000 subscribers. Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Take a listen to the following. Charlie Kirk's accused killer made contact with police in the immediate aftermath of his murder. It has been revealed. Tyler Robinson, 22, is accused of murdering Kirk with a single bullet that hit the father of two as he spoke to a crowd at a university in Utah on September 10th. After, Robinson is said to have made a quick escape and dumped the Mauser rifle he is alleged to have used in the shooting, only to return to recover the weapon. Two law enforcement sources told Fox News that Robinson appeared at a wooded area where the gun was found and made contact with officers guarding the area.
So why they ain't lock
That brief
him up
encounter
right
appears to have stopped the main suspect collecting the firearm used to kill Charlie Kirk. Bo Mason, commissioner of the Utah Department of Public Safety, confirmed to Fox News that Robinson circled back to the campus to retrieve the rifle. We've been able to confirm very recently that he did return to that campus and did make contact with an officer, Mason said. The contents of that interaction we're not prepared to reveal right now. That's part of the investigation and part of gathering more
You saw
information.
that, right, Tigress? That's crazy,
Mason
right?
said the interaction happened on September 10th, much later in the evening. Mason added that investigators have been able to track Robinson's movements to local businesses and other places in and around the area. We know he visited a restaurant eatery or he made a purchase for food, just kind of a normal interaction, Mason said. Okay, now a separate newspaper article, a separate article from Fox News also states the following. Tyler Robinson made contact with a police officer near where investigators recovered the alleged murder weapon around 6:30 p.m., roughly 6 hours after the shooting occurred at Utah Valley University. Now, that encounter with Tyler Robinson, by all accounts, that took place around 6:30 p.m., around about 6 hours or so after the shooting of Charlie Kirk. And there's no real anxiety here. There's no real stress, no real concern. You know, he hasn't jumped off the roof, run across the road, dropped the rifle in the woods, jumped in his car, and made the 4-hour trip home. That's not what's taken place here. He's very much waiting to retrieve this rifle. It's almost like a fixation, isn't it? If we go back to the text messages, there's no real emotion, there's no sadness, no real heightened anxiety. It's all about the rifle.
Yeah, because it was his granddad's, but they don't think that they're going to be able to track it because it was so old. They got everything on this guy. We're going to keep on moving forward because now I got some more. Safe space or vanished? Question, I'm asking you guys. Trans roommate, because he's gay. Yeah, Charlie Robinson, Tyler Robinson, he's gay. Not Charlie. Tyler Robinson's gay. And I ain't hating on him, but I want everybody to understand this. And this is what his problem is with Charlie Kirk, because Charlie Kirk was saying things about trans. I have no skin in the game. Safe space or vanished. Trans roommate or on a missing. Wait a minute. Okay, I can't say those words. I'm going to let them say it. I got to be careful in what I say over here, you guys, but I want to get you guys this information because this is about the trans roommate, the boyfriend, or whatever they want to call it, because I don't know how to say all this stuff, whatever these LGBTQ, ABCD, I don't know all that.
You guys okay?
More
the
coverage.
fallout from the killing of Turning Point USA
More
founder
coverage.
Charlie Kirk has taken another turn. In Utah, neighbors say the transgender live-in partner of accused shooter Tyler Robinson has fled their shared townhouse. Lance Twiggs, a 22-year-old transitioning transgender woman, had been cooperating with investigators in the days after the September 10th shooting, but now she hasn't been seen for several days. The once busy $1,800 a month townhouse now sits eerily quiet. Notes remain taped to the front door while piles of unopened mail continue to stack up. Neighbors told reporters the sudden disappearance has left the community unsettled, adding yet another layer of mystery to an already explosive case. Washington County Sheriff Nate Brooksby previously had said Twiggs was being kept in a safe space very far away from St. George for security reasons. Authorities said the backlash against Twiggs, who came under fire for not immediately reporting Robinson's confession, has made safety a pressing concern. Though never charged with a crime, Twiggs has been central to the case. Robinson allegedly left a handwritten note under Twiggs' computer keyboard, and in a string of text messages admitted to the killing. Twiggs responded with disbelief, according to investigators, trying to rationalize what was quickly spiraling into tragedy.
Tyler's apartment was in St. George city limits. The parents' home was in Washington city limits. So since the sheriff's office is primarily patrolling small rural communities, the unincorporated areas of the county, if there were any calls to the residents in St. George City, the highest probability that just St. George City would handle that, not the sheriff's office. So
they're looking for the transgender male boyfriend, girlfriend of Charlie Kirk. Of Tyler Robinson. They said that they don't know where he at right now. I don't be playing all that. If it swings, it's a thing and he's a man. I don't play all that crazy stuff. That was a man, that's a boyfriend. Y'all see what the picture looked like. Y'all, let me see. I made sure I got you guys the image. Made sure you saw who the person looked like, because I didn't even know who they looked like before. Okay, cool. Let's get in the comments and see what you guys got to say about that. Finding greatness. Wait a minute. When the government knows, you know. I know. Charlie can't talk about the Jews. And okay. Exactly. Said hi. Keep on moving forward, you guys. We're going to stay in Utah, because now Utah approves $1 million price tag for the Tyler Robinson case. This is going to be for all of the paralegals, all of the paperwork, all of the moving around. Yeah.
And all the way around. This is money, but a life was lost. A family is broken. Our community's really just very upset.
New tonight, we're learning Utah taxpayers are about to foot a massive bill for the trial of Tyler Robinson. He's the 22-year-old accused of murdering political activist Charlie Kirk.
Utah County Commission meeting today and making some big moves here. New specialist Debbie Worthen live for us with more. Debbie, what do you know?
Yeah, Mike and Didi, it was a big day. First of all, the commission appointed a public defender to Tyler Robinson. Catherine Nestor will work as his legal counsel. In addition, they set aside over $1 million for prosecution and a defense in Robinson's case.
What?
We're going to approve over $1 million today in expense for an event that we didn't want. None of us wanted, and it happened to be here, and our taxpayers will now foot the bill. So it's very unfortunate, but we don't have a choice. We have to do it. When Jeff called.
The commissioner said it's not typical to add staffing mid-year, but it is necessary to maintain the level of service with such a high-profile case. The county is now in the unique position of funding both defense and the prosecution.
Crazy.
They say staffing both sides is the best way to make sure it's fair and represented accurately. Now, the resolution will add 2 more full-time deputy county attorney positions and 2 full-time paralegal positions.
So now the bum gotta have somebody defend him because he ain't had no money to take care of himself and decided to do something stupid like that. That was ridiculous right there. Terrible. Let's get some Epstein information going on right now. Because did you guys know that Epstein was considering saying, "I'm sorry"? But you know how the song goes. Do, 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 do. If sorry is all that you can say. Yeah.
I fervently hope it will be acceptable for me to simply offer to the community my apologies for associating with young women who turned out to be under the age of 18. This is one of the 3 options for a carefully crafted apology that Bloomberg News discovered in Jeffrey Epstein's personal Yahoo inbox. We obtained more than 18,000 emails sent to and from his private Yahoo account. As federal investigators were closing in 2008, Epstein considered saying, sorry. The emails paint a more complete picture of Epstein's network of elite professionals, academics, lawyers, media advisors, who offered support when Epstein needed it most. The draft apology options came from Mary Spaeth, who had been a director of White House media relations for Ronald Reagan. They're an unusual discovery because Epstein never made any broad public apology as the 3 options envisioned. He never publicly said sorry to the people he harmed, and according to the Justice Department, there were more than 1,000 of them. The second apology option was short and sweet, 33 words. I wish to apologize to my neighbors and friends for my actions, which brought scandal and shame to my name, and to assure them that I will conduct myself appropriately in the future. The third was sweepy and intellectual, opening with ideas from the philosopher William James about the hour of terror. Epstein wrote to his assistant that it showed promise. This isn't the place to review the sensational charges you may have read about. There are enough facts on the public record for anyone who wishes to review and make up his or her own mind. Please accept my sincere apologies for my selfish actions, which have embarrassed me, caused my friends to question my judgment, and taken a great deal of time on the part of all levels of law enforcement authorities. Again, this is a public and heartfelt apology.
As well as admission.
Spaeth told Bloomberg News her firm was hired through a lawyer to provide communications options for Epstein and his legal team, and she said she ultimately terminated the engagement because of her discomfort with it. We don't know what happened to the 3 options or why Epstein didn't offer a sweeping apology. Even so, the emails reveal how Epstein explored ways to script remorse while tapping into experts to polish his image.
Yeah, just trying to clean up your image, homeboy. We know what the deal is. I got, and get like they said in the movie Scream, but wait, there's more. There's more. Remember Marlon did that? I got more for you guys right here.
I want to pivot a bit. The Epstein files. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released more details, more names today, saying Elon Musk, that's a new one, Steve Bannon, Peter Thiel, Prince Andrew, all appear in them. Does that change the story?
See, what happens with me is because I already knew some of those names, this one is new to me. This one is new to me. I assume Steve Bannon's name is there because he actually did interview Jeffrey Epstein. He said something about over 6 hours of interview content. And Prince Andrew, we knew about you already.
At all moving forward, Mick?
Because of Virginia Giuffre.
No, it doesn't. I think we've had a discussion on this show for many weeks about, I never thought Donald Trump's name was in the file. That shouldn't be news to anybody. Donald Trump obviously knew Epstein. So did these other people. The question is not if your name is in the file. The question is if you did anything wrong or there's evidence of any wrongdoing in the file. I don't think there's anything in there for Donald Trump because if there were, it would have leaked out a long time ago. I got news for you. If there was really nasty stuff about Steve Bannon in there, it probably would have come out already. We've also said from the very beginning that while we don't think Trump is protecting himself, that the Trump administration may be protecting other people just as the Biden administration protecting other people. Keep in mind, the Biden team had this same file for 4 years, and we never heard anything about it. So I don't think it changes the analysis. It certainly is going to bring it back to the forefront. And there's this little drip, 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 this continual drip, drip, drip of information that is going to continue to drag this issue out. But I don't think the merits have changed just because these names have filtered out now.
Mick Mulvaney, thank you so much, my friend. I'm sure I'll see you on Morning in America this.
Somebody said protecting the royal family. You see somebody in the comments is so on point. How did you know that that was part of what we got going on in our next clip? Huh? How did you know? Because the Duchess, there's been calls for her to be stripped of her, what do they call it, her connections. Due to her connections, they want her to be stripped of her royalty.
Of York have come to her defence as pressure mounts for her to be stripped of her royal title.
It's a whole big deal. Let's get some more. Here's our entertainment editor, Peter Ford Pete. This is all to do with Fergie's former friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, of course.
Yeah, and the resurfaced email.
First, they was like, we don't want her to do have anything to do with the children's charities. Now they want to strip her of her royalty.
Groveling and apologising to him that she sent 2 months after. She said, I'll never have anything to do with that man again. I'm so ashamed of myself. Now, the scenario that's being put forward is that he being Epstein, was going to sue Fergie, and she was trying to avoid that. So she claims on advice that she was given, that's why she wrote that grovelling letter.
Yeah, right.
Now, some people are not going to buy that. And what was he going to sue about? By this point, he had already been convicted as a pedophile and a sex trafficker, so he had no reason to be able to go and sue. So some friends are coming forward. They are being pretty much drowned out by protests, but Lizzie Cundy is quite a high-profile television personality in England. She appears on the Jeremy Vine show as this is a regular gig for her, so she didn't go on the show specifically to do PR for Fergie, but obviously they asked her about it, and this is what she had to say.
She's in a bad way, Jeremy. And
in what sense?
In the fact that she's, this is the last thing she wanted, and she's extremely regretful. It was a giant mistake. It was a giant mistake ever being friends with him in the first place. And I'm afraid he is a toxic person, even from the grave.
Did you give her any advice last night?
I just want to say she's a human being and a mother. And
could you say, like, get out the Duchess thing? Just resign as a Duchess, because then the heat's off.
I think just lay low. Just
lay low.
I think laying low may not be the solution this time, but other people are coming forward. Andrew Lowney is a very well-respected author. He did the biography of Prince Andrew, not a massive fan of the Yorks, and he thinks it is time for those titles to go. And he's also made the quite remarkable claim that not only did that letter get written, but also she then went to stay with him in New York as well. Have a look at Andrew Lowney.
He went to stay with him.
What more can you tell us about her relationship with Epstein and this 15 grand and the fallout?
15 grand?
Well, it's not 15 grand. I mean, my sources tell me it was more like £2 million. I mean, Epstein wouldn't have, bothered with small sums like that, and neither would she. I think also she maintained her contact with Epstein long after she claimed to have broken contact. I mean, here she's saying she's been forced by threats of defamation, though it's a pretty effusive response.
They coming for her. They coming for her royalty, y'all. What y'all think? Y'all think they gonna get it? Y'all think? Because the Queen took Prince Andrew's prince thing away from him. You ain't no prince no more. Let me get that. So do you think that the king is going to do the same thing to Fergie? There's cause for it right now, you guys. He told him all you can do is stay in that other palace. That palace that nobody knows about, that one that's dribs and drabs. Yeah. Also, it's not over. We still got more information about the Zoro Ranch. We got to go over to New Mexico, because these lawmakers are proposing an investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's Texas Zoro Ranch. There's also women who said that they were flown there as well. Check it out. Let's go.
Coverage on Jeffrey Epstein's Zoro Ranch.
A New Mexican lawmaker telling our Leah Chavez she plans to introduce a bill that would formally investigate what happened at the ranch, which is located an hour outside of Albuquerque.
Even though Epstein killed himself in jail 6 years ago while awaiting trial, his name has remained in the headlines. Just 2 weeks ago, a woman named Maggie Farmer telling federal lawmakers she was flown to Zoro Ranch at 16 years old.
it'll have a robust and independent investigative arm.
Sprawling Zoro Ranch, previously owned by convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The mansion numerously named in court documents as a place where underage girls were taken to perform sexual acts.
And the fact that this happened in Santa Fe County and in our backyard, this is a really important story that the public needs to understand.
That's why
Right,
State
Mr. Man, I
Representative
thought he
Andrea
lost it, right?
Romero says she plans to introduce a bill in January that would investigate what happened there.
The first point of the commission is to tell the truth about
Wow.
what went on so that we know what we can do to remedy these situations.
She says the so-called Truth Commission would have subpoena power, which would require evidence to be gathered rather than relying on people or documents to be brought forward voluntarily. Some of the crimes, Romero says, may have happened years ago and beyond the statute of limitations.
We could change certain laws to come forward and to receive justice for the crimes committed.
Romero says she's been working with House Democrats, receiving support on the idea so far.
We are open to, having any Republican support for this process. We haven't faced any sort of opposition, more so just questions about what is our intent here.
Zoro Ranch, Epstein's other mansion, other situations, and people already said that, yeah, I had been assaulted there as well. There's other women that talked and spoke up about that crazy guy. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's get on over to Detroit, where we got this man that's been tied to multiple the number 6 assaults charged again. Let's go, guys. This fool here, I got to tell you, I think that they're going to take care of him inside. Because them ponytails right there, boy, you're going to run into a lifer and he might wife you. When he run into a lifer with them ponytails on, he might get wifed up.
Man awaiting trial on charges of murder, kidnapping, and sexual assault is facing even more disturbing allegations.
His face looks so concerned, like he knows what's about to go down.
He's charged with sexually assaulting several young girls, and now we're told a family member as well. And Fox News' Camille Amir, the latest on this, and very disturbing here, Camille.
Yeah, very disturbing to say the least. We're talking about 42-year-old Jarvis Butts. I'm sure his name sounds familiar to our viewers. Take a look at some video in court today. Charged with sexually assaulting his own daughter. She was.
See, he got rid of that long ponytails though, right? I ain't playing. You see, he got rid of them ponytails, right? Somebody said, man, listen here. You better get rid of them ponytails because you're looking a little nice over there, buddy.
Just 8 years old at the time. Prosecutors.
Let me go back because it's not funny. Let's go.
Charged with sexually assaulting his own daughter. She was just 8 years old at the time. Prosecutors say this happened between June of 2021 and June of 2022. Of course, his name is familiar because he was accused of the kidnapping and murder and sexual assault of 13-year-old Neziah Harris in 2024, arrested last fall. He's been in jail ever since on those charges. But since then, several more charges involving criminal sexual conduct and young girls dating back to 2012. And then today, we learned he allegedly sexually assaulted his daughter at his place of work. Take a listen.
He has done it multiple times. On top of that, there was a witness who caught the defendant penetrating the complaining witness. And Your Honor, it should be noted that he is facing other multiple CSC charges.
Now, Butts was remanded to the Wayne County Jail, where he has been ever since last fall. No bond for him in any of these cases. Meanwhile, he'll be back in court on this case on October 8th. Reporting live.
How many people agree with the person that's in the comments? I didn't even see it yet, but I'm already assuming that there's a person in the comments that's saying wood chipper. There's got to be someone in the comments that already wrote that. Where is wood chipper? Where's wood chipper? There you go. I knew you was there. Look at Kim. Look at Kim. I knew it. And that's exactly because the people, no more people to do it. I really believe we need to really do that. We got to pray for the soul of the little girl that lost her life in this tragic situation. Because the way that they're talking about it, please correct me if I'm wrong, but they're talking about her and they're showing images of her. Normally they wouldn't do anything like that. Lord, please Please protect our children. That's what everybody in these comments just want to say right now. If you do anything, adults, we're going to fend for ourselves, but please protect the children. Please, Lord. We ask that today. Amen. We're going to keep on moving forward now. We got a driver in Fairview that crashes into a police car because he hates cops. Yeah. The cop was pulling over somebody else. This fool could have just kept on driving straight. No, he decided to crash into the police car and then get out and tell them all the drugs that he was on. You think I'm lying? Watch this. Y'all think I'm lying. This fool admitted to everything he did as soon as he got out the car. Watch this. Y'all got to pay attention to this one. This is matter of fact, do your boy a favor and double tap that screen to get those likes up. Nobody else is giving you content this early in the morning. And we are number one. Why? Because of you, not me. Because of y'all. Let's go. Let's keep on going. Watch this. Watch this, please.
Fairview 187. My vehicle's just been hit. Started an ambulance.
Hey, what happened?
You tell me.
I need a new car.
Somebody ran into me, pushed my vehicle into the other vehicle. Started an ambulance. Need a supervisor. Here, come over here, brother. Get out of the road. Here, have a seat real quick. Have a seat. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
What happened, dude?
I don't know, man. I've been drinking.
You been drinking?
Yeah, I've been drinking.
Okay.
And I took some weed pills.
Some weed pills?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else in the car?
No, it's just me.
187. Started trooper. Here, just sit down, man. Just sit down.
All right.
Driver tells me he's been drinking and took some weed pills.
Hey, let me get
No. Sit down, sit down.
Okay.
I don't want you to get hit. Okay? Okay? Hey, you guys all right up in there? All right, just hang tight, okay?
Can I stand up? My head's getting like.
Just sit down, man. You just in a bad accident. I don't want you to get hurt. All right.
They gonna take me home?
I don't know. You ain't got no weapons on you, do you?
No, sir.
Go ahead and put your hand down back.
All right.
I forgot to show you guys. It's 30 minutes long, but he literally said he wanted to do it because he H number 8's police. Yeah, he said he H number 8's police. He aimed to do that on purpose. Yeah, aimed for it. Thunthadun. Stupid. The Thunthadun Award of the month goes to that numbskull right there. Y'all, do me a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up because you ain't gonna never see nothing like that nowhere else. Let's get on over to Houston, where this accused murderer dies, loses his life while he was appearing in court. Yeah, he was in court. Next thing you know, flatline. And he probably got, that was the ultimate sentence right there. And the Lord gave it to him right in front of the judge.
But first, all new at 4, a man accused of murdering his wife has a medical emergency in court and then he dies.
Yeah, he actually collapsed in court. Aniele Ruiz live in our newsroom with
the ultimate
exclusive video
sentence
and new details about what happened. Aniele.
Well, guys, James Paul Anderson was on trial for allegedly killing his wife, 34-year-old Victoria Anderson, inside her home. And today he was expected to take a plea deal, but witnesses tell me things escalated quickly. Take a look. This is video obtained exclusively by KHOU 11 News showing James Paul Anderson being wheeled out of the courtroom on a gurney. Witnesses tell me James had just been speaking with his attorney and asked for a few moments alone. When he returned, they say he spit something into a trash can, and minutes later, he started vomiting and was visibly ill. Officers moved him into the back room and more law enforcement arrived. Eventually, paramedics were called in. We're told Anderson's attorney looked into the trash can and reportedly found a small bag with brown crystal-like substance believed to be meth. Because of that discovery, the judge allegedly declared the courtroom a potential crime scene. Anderson was taken to Bentop Hospital where he was pronounced dead just before 11 a.m. And according to the district attorney's office, we've learned the DA's office was prepared to offer him a plea deal. He would have served 35 years in prison. Now, bailiff reportedly administered Narcan before EMS arrived trying to save his life. Anderson had been out on bond on $300,000 after he was arrested following a lengthy SWAT standoff tied to the murder of his wife back in 2023.
Jesus Christ, that was that's a full eventful right there, boy. He tried to swallow a bag of Dills Nope. Yeah, I guess he was like, man, you ain't gonna give me no 35 years. That was his Sills Cyanide pills nil. I can't say nothing on here. It would have been dope for me to be able to say that, but hey, whatever. Let's keep on moving over to doom 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 doo doo doom doom. Doo doo doom doom. Doom 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 doo doo doom doom. What if they played that music when they rolled up? Bust it. Ice, ice, baby. Immigration enforcement raid in Laredo Heights at a Home Depot. Oh my God. They coming. NSA.
Now to a demand for answers after yet another immigration operation, this time at a Home Depot in Ladera Heights.
Witnesses tell us one of the women who was detained was hospitalized. NBC4's Amber Frias has been digging into exactly what happened.
The operation happened at this Home Depot on Slauson Avenue. Witnesses tell us the woman was monitoring an immigration enforcement operation when she was detained and then taken to the hospital.
Let me go! Let me go!
Witness video from a Ladera Heights Home Depot this morning shows a woman screaming as she is detained by federal agents. At one point, she identifies herself as an American.
Let me go, I'm an American, I'm a foreigner.
She is also heard pleading for someone to call her family and a lawyer, giving out her name. It's still unclear what led up to the confrontation. Witnesses say she is a member of Hill Network, a community immigration defense group, and that she was monitoring the area.
She goes there to protect day laborers at this twice a week. You know, she's there.
On social media, the group said a woman named Rachel S. was injured and detained by federal agents at that same Home Depot. And then,
come on, let's be bottom line on this. You guys know what this is. What's the name of the show? Our Bottom Line. Let's be bottom line about this. You're over there calling out, letting people know what's going on with federal cases. With a federal procedure going on, and you're interfering. So what they did was, let's get her locked up, and then we can deal with them. That's what they basically doing. You guys don't think they're watching you, watching them. Y'all know the song, I've been watching you, watching me. Oh no, tell me why it's oh so cold in your house. Y'all remember that right there? Delayed karma. FBI fires agent who took a knee during the 2020 George Floyd BLM riots. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. It's still dealing with this George Floyd stuff. What's going on here?
John, we have a segment on this show sometimes we call Instant Karma, which is where we see some crazy character has done something or other, and a moment later it catches up with them. This is a case of delayed karma, where remember all that during BLM, all those people taking the knee to BLM, including amongst them were some FBI agents. Well, it now turns out the FBI has now decided to fire those agents who were photographed during the protests in Washington that followed the 2020 death of George Floyd. So it took a while, but there they are kneeling at this that was a weird period, John, all that kneeling stuff. But they've now been sacked, not before time, I would have thought, John.
Look at these people up here, a black lady like, I'm staying over here, but I ain't with y'all. This dude over here, he all right. The one back there is okay, and that one up there. All of these DEIs out of here, gotta go. Sad that that happens, but hey, sometimes you just shouldn't be a part of stuff and stay non-partial. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Sorry, because this would happen.
Rowan, some people may wonder, why exactly should they be fired for participating in these George Floyd demonstrations back in 2020? And the answer is that the entire point of those protests was to claim that American law enforcement is racist. That was the entire idea. Yeah. In fact, George Floyd was a career criminal
who had a 3 times lethal dose of fentanyl in his system when he died. Race had nothing to do with that incident. It is reasonable to expect that FBI agents are going to be pro-law enforcement, not anti-law enforcement.
And this is the part where I shut up at, because I was going to say something, but I'm not, because I don't want y'all to tear me up. All right, let's keep on moving forward. What y'all got? They ain't reals, naces. What we got? Cat Dad says, I tried once, never again. It was mad strong with only one puff. My brain completely disrupted. Keep on moving forward now to New York. Well, we got the big blue state in line for an exodus of a huge demographic. They found another way to add on more money to our rent here in New York. How did they do it? Because of certain laws and guidelines. Now they're trying to say you have to be a master plumber in order to put inside a washer, in order to put in a stove or a washing machine. So now rents may go up because landlords are going to be incurring master plumber fees. Check this out. First it was the rats with the garbage containers, and then we was getting the garbage containers that were being sold to us by the sanitation department. Yeah, how that happened, right? And now we got this going on.
The New York City Council expected to vote this week on a new housing bill. Now, we are told it could make living in the city more expensive. So, all right, Lauren, spell it out. What's in the bill?
So the City Council votes tomorrow on a bill requiring a master plumber or someone working under a master plumber perform any residential building inspections or replacements of gas appliances like stoves and clothes dryers. Problem is, there's only about 1,100 plumbers licensed in the city that match those qualifications, and they do not come cheap.
We estimate at a minimum $500 cost increase to install or swap out your gas appliances if this bill were to pass. But on top of that, there's a real logistics problem when you have a small number of master plumbers and so many appliances that are being changed out on a regular basis just around New York City.
The union disagrees. They say when this work is performed illegally to cut costs, you're opening buildings and residents up to potential fire and explosion hazards from improperly connected appliances. The vote is hitting the Big Apple when residents are already squeezed. Look at this. New Yorkers pay an average $4,000 a month to live here. That's 146% more than the national average. And opponents of this bill worry that landlords will tack on that added regulatory cost to their rent.
Of course they will.
New York's not alone. I know. Massachusetts had seen literally an exodus, especially of young professionals, because of their restrictive zoning and their slow permitting. All that drives the price of homes up.
Yeah. So now we're already spending a bunch of money already. Yep. They found another way to squeeze some more money, you guys. And that's not a little bit of bread right there. That's going to be a very hefty price right there. We're going to keep on going forward because we got this man that was found guilty of murdering an 8-year-old. Turner, he's been sentenced to life in prison. Check this out, you guys. This is bad right here. This is a terrible situation right here. But we got to get these stories out. Let's go.
And a man will spend the rest of his life behind bars for the murder of an 8-year-old little girl in Atlanta. The 2-week-long trial for the death of Seakoria Turner came to an end just a few hours ago. Atlanta News First anchor Joe Borcho is live outside of the Fulton County Courthouse tonight. And Joe, Seakoria's family has been fighting for years to get this verdict.
And Carly, that emotion poured out when the verdict was handed out earlier this afternoon inside the courtroom. Seakoria Turner's mother could not hold back the tears. She is thankful that the jury made the decision to find the defendant, Julian Conley, guilty of killing her 8-year-old daughter, Seakoria Turner, just 5 years ago. Charmaine Turner lifts her head, eyes filled with tears. The jury convicts Julian Conley on multiple charges, including the murder of 8-year-old Seakoria Turner. Before sentencing, Charmaine summoned the strength to share the everlasting impact her daughter had on the world.
My baby loved life, she loved her family. She was always happy, always full of excitement.
The judge sentenced Conley to life without parole, plus 25 years.
Seakoria's parents are serving life sentences without their child. For Ms. Turner, a life sentence in which she relives trying to rescue her baby daughter, trapped in a seatbelt, asking for help, dying before her.
The judge also described Conley's actions the night Seakoria died on July 4th of 2020, referencing a video showing him armed and ready to fire. Seakoria was riding in her mother's car on University Avenue when they came upon an armed barricade, part of an anti-police protest. Conley now guilty of firing the fatal shot that killed her.
Your actions demonstrated that day an abandoned and malignant heart, a reckless disregard for human life.
A long process, and we got the justice that we need for our innocent child. Seakoria was innocent, and she didn't deserve what happened to her. Like sometimes I just lose words sometimes just even thinking about it because I'm still suffering to this day, not being able to see my child.
Seakoria's family spoke outside the courthouse following the verdict, as did Conley's mother.
You got to keep on moving forward. That was a terrible, tragic situation right there that, yes, we definitely have to pray for, but not yet, because I want to do two at one time, and it's crazy. We got to do two at one time, because now we got this jury that recommends the F penalty for Jose Sato Escalera. He's even worse, you guys. This guy right here, yeah, listen to this one.
We, the jury, find by vote of 8-4 that Jose Soto Escalera should be sentenced to death for the murder of Tanya Wise.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Michael Ayala.
And I'm Judge Ashley Wilcott.
Moments ago, a Florida jury recommended the death penalty for Jose Soto Escalera in the death of Tanya Wise and her unborn baby.
Joining us now, first of all, I think we have the verdict to hear. No, you are joining us now. This is Tanya Wise's mother, Elizabeth Bedolla. First of all, I hope I've said your last name correctly. Tell us how you pronounce it, please.
It's Bedolla.
Bedolla, thank you. Our thoughts with you. Tell us your reaction to the jury recommendation of the death penalty after he was convicted for the murder of your daughter and her unborn child.
I wasn't surprised. I was expecting it to go this way. And I'm happy justice has been done.
Ms. Bedolla, my condolences absolutely for your loss in this case. My question for you is this the type of outcome that gives you closure? We hear the word closure thrown around so much in these cases for victims. Do you feel a sense of closure now that the jury has reached this decision, both in terms of the verdict in the guilt phase and the sentencing phase?
Watch what she say.
Well, if you look at closure within the justice system, maybe, yeah. But within me, no. No matter what happened, and yeah, we got the death penalty and everything, but I don't get my daughter back and I don't get my grandson.
Tell us what it has been like, Ms. Bedolla, for Tanya's son, who I believe was 8 years old at the time this happened.
It's been very hard. I mean, they were very close, and he definitely misses his mom, you know.
Terrible, terrible. Yeah, like I said, for both of these tragic situations, for Seakoria as well as the mother here and the child, the unborn child, we definitely want to pray for the mother, the grandmother to get more strength, for the families and all of these tragic events to get through this, for there to be less tragedies to happen to our children. Lord, please put your hands on our children now and take care of them. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much. Wanted to do both of those at the same time because we would have had to do we had to do them separately. So yeah, terrible, tragic situations right there. Why does this keep on happening? We ain't playing no more like that now. We're going to get into some other stuff. We got 5 people that face charges after a Detroit man was kidnapped, beaten, robbed, and following this viral video. Oh my God. Come on, Detroit. Come on, Detroit. Come to the front of the stage right now. It's about y'all.
A man is found kidnapped and beaten next to his burning car. His wife tied up during a home invasion. Agents say it was all part of a plot to steal thousands of dollars, and now it's who's facing charges that has people turning heads.
You ain't gonna believe
we first
this.
told you about this story and the string of crimes that happened on Labor Day after video went viral of one of the victims receiving a large sum of money.
So be careful, you guys. You know how people walk up to you and be like, hey, I heard that you were going through a lot of stuff. Hey, I see that you're a good, hardworking person. It happens all the time. You see a lot of people that are like influencers, different people on TikTok handing out big sums of money. Well, guess what? The person on the other side of that receiving that money is the one that got kidnapped. Everybody saw it. Even his family saw him get that money.
Now, 5 people are facing charges of conspiracy to commit kidnapping. They appeared in court this morning. Investigators say they are among the accused and they are some of the victims' own family members. I should let you know we've chosen to blur the victim's face since this is an ongoing investigation. It's the viral video of a Detroit man's encounter with a popular social media influencer that had people talking about acts of kindness last month. Oh my God. That same video, according to court documents, had agents with the ATF using it as part of their probe into the kidnapping, beating, and an alleged plot to steal a large sum of money from the Detroiter many called a Good Samaritan.
This is all shocking. This is all shocking news for me right now.
After finding the man's SUV torched on Labor Day, the ATF is now naming 5 suspects in the alleged plot to kidnap, abduct, and hold the man and his wife for cash. Roland Terrell Chapman, the victim's nephew, Leica Lopez Martinez, Aisha Ann Stroman, Daniquia Janice Stroman, who investigators say may also be a relative, and Kenneth Paul Anderson.
To find out that his own family got something to do with that, that's heartbreaking, man.
Agents say they spent 1 month gathering evidence, which included phone calls between Chapman, his brother who's in jail, and mom discussing the large sum of money.
Wow.
Agents say on December 1st, Lopez Martinez told the man she was having car trouble and needed a ride. Once they arrived on Detroit's east side, more suspects allegedly appeared with guns. That's when investigators say the attackers tied up the victim, pulled his shirt over his head, robbed him, and threatened to kill his wife. A short time later, 2 other armed suspects allegedly ambushed the couple's home, tied up the man's wife, and stole a safe. Investigators used GPS and video surveillance to place each of the suspects at different scenes. Like here at a gas station, they say ATM footage shows Lopez Martinez driving the victim's SUV while withdrawing money from his bank. They say the Stromans were also seen on ATM cameras using the victim's cards. Court documents also reveal call logs of Chapman discussing the kidnapping with his brother. Search warrants were issued on Tuesday for each of the suspects' homes.
Family ain't shit. I'm telling you, y'all. Sometimes family ain't crap. And that wasn't even how much money was that he probably got for his own family to do that to him? Did you guys ever hear about that story? I know one person in the comments said they did, but for the people that didn't, do your boy a favor, double tap that screen, get those likes up. We're trying to get to 60,000 subscribers. If you have not already become a member, come on now, get that membership going, subscribe to the channel, hit that post notification bell down there so that we know when you're on. And please, last but not least, I know it's hot out here for a pimp, so I don't really try to bother you for the money because I got a little bit of coffee in the kitchen. But we really appreciate if you get those likes up to let more people know that we're over here. Now we got to keep on moving forward. We got this woman that lost her life in a crash, and the suspects just fled the scene, but luckily the people stuck around and followed them and got them. This is a terrible, tragic situation right here. When you got, and of course, it seems to be like, I'm not sure, but this looks like some possible teens going where this happened in Detroit. We're still in Detroit, you guys. Let's go.
But we begin tonight with that traffic tragedy in Detroit that left a family in mourning and landed 2 men in police custody. Welcome to 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Thank you for joining us. Now, the crash happened Thursday night on the city's east side. Surveillance video shows many bystanders rushing to help.
7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wembley is listening to one of those people who sprang into action and has more on how the at-fault driver and his passenger were caught.
Yeah, guys, I reached out to the victim's family. They were too shaken up to do an interview. You can still see remnants of the crash here, like this crime scene tape. On top of that, you also have wreckage from both of the vehicles. Business surveillance cameras captured the aftermath of a fatal crash that claimed the life of a young woman from Macomb County.
Terrible.
It happened on 8 Mile near Shaner on Detroit's east side just before 6 o'clock Thursday evening.
And we just heard a big old boom. I mean, it sounded like
a semi.
Daniel Kemp says this Jeep Cherokee was speeding down 8 Mile while weaving through traffic before crashing into this silver Lexus. The SUV missed Kemp by seconds. He says he and others tried to help the woman in the silver Lexus, checking her pulse and seeing if they could get her out of this mangled mess of metal.
Maybe the car wasn't so crushed, maybe we could have helped her out of, but that's the jaws of life to get her out of that car.
First responders later pronounced the woman dead at the scene.
Just the thought of her family life just have changed. Just changed for just that somebody's wife, somebody's sister.
Yeah.
The men in the Jeep Cherokee took off on foot.
I mean, you just killed somebody and then you tried to leave. Like you didn't even get out and check on her.
But they did not get far. Bystanders followed the men as they limped down this alley. Police arrested them over on Carlisle, a block south from where the accident happened.
I'm glad people cared, that even ran behind the boys, followed them, told the police where they were, took video. I think they should pay for the consequences that they did.
Terrible tragedy in Detroit, you guys. Y'all got to be more careful out there in Detroit. Y'all got to care about each other more. Not only that, we got these YNs running around here, stealing cars, doing all types of crazy stuff, acting like it's Grand Theft Auto in real life. If you guys really pay attention to the movements and not the words of what these guys are saying, you guys will see what I'm talking about. A lot of the movements and the actions reflect like the mods and the stuff and those, whatever they call it, the sims, the simulation characters. They act just like the way that they act on the video game. Now they're starting to come out in real life and act the same way. We want to pray for the lady who lost her life in this tragic event, as well as her family and everybody surrounding. We want to hope that there's no more crimes and stuff like this that go on in 8 Mile in Detroit. Hopefully people will try to be much more better and safer on the roads, Lord. We thank you and we ask you that in this day, amen. I know I'm asking for a lot, but if I ask for a lot, maybe I can get a little bit of what I asked for. That's how I look at it. We're going to get on over here to New York. Yeah, the mayoral nominee, Zoran Mamdani, is accusing Donald Trump of flouting the laws. Let's go on over here because these guys are going at it now. And it seems like this guy right here may just wind up being the mayor of New York. And it's going to be bad, but I don't know what to say about it at this point because, we just had Adams pull out, and now we got this situation with Mamdani. Here we go.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
And the only one that's left is who? Cuomo?
Welcome that, but being there myself, that's just one instance. Do you think that in general?
This could be our next mayor.
California, I think just passed
right here.
They have to unmask themselves. Would that be something that you would push for too if you were elected?
Do you want to start with this?
Watch
Thank
this.
you.
Watch this.
I have a bill with the great State Senator Pat Fay, the same exact bill, modeled after the California bill. It's not just for ICE, it's for all law enforcement. We talked about the drama about mass protesters, but yet we have unidentified secret police in the United States of America. There's even been cases across the country where people imitated them and robbed a home. It's un-American for masked police to be enforcing any law, and we know they're not all following the law. You see what happened yesterday, as Zorana said, so many cases are not being videotaped. It's un-American. And I call upon my leader in the Assembly and in the Senate that we pass the MELT Act, which will eliminate the use of masks in law enforcement and force people to have identifiable badge and number. You have to be held accountable for what you're doing in this nation. I know from on up high in the White House down, many have not been held accountable, but eventually they will.
So they're trying to pass this act called the MELT Act. I guess it's where you have to, where all law enforcement now will not be able to cover their faces. The YNs can cover their faces. Y'all notice this? Y'all notice that, right? I've been talking about this for like a month and a half already. The YNs, they can run around with the ski mask on, with the hoodie on, all black with the coat on and everything. 90 degrees outside. Nobody looking at them like something going on with them. But now they're talking about ICE and regular police got to take the mask off. What's going on here? In the 70s and in the 80s, what would have happened if who we got up in, if Casey was alive in the 70s, right? And he's walking around with a mask on his face. Cut this part out right here and this part right here. He's just walking around with a mask on his face in the 70s or the 80s or during Giuliani time. What you guys think would have happened? What is going on with people? Why don't we still think the same with common sense? Why do you have a mask on your face, period? I'm not talking about the ICE agents. I'm talking about the young kids that's running around. 19, 20 years old. The Sims. I'm talking about the YNs. They can wear the mask, but the police and law enforcement can't. What type of nonsense is going on here? So that part I have to say, I don't agree with it. Sorry, I don't agree with that. Let's keep on moving forward to Atlanta. But we got this Kills Nartel Krillsnack down, and we got this new DEA lab that targets drills, nug, trills, nafikers. It's gonna cut out a lot of time for them to have to do a lot of tests and things like that. I want you guys to check this story out right here. Let's go, let's get into it. Kills Nartel crackdown.
Live here, a look here in Atlanta, Georgia. That is where our next story brings us, as the Drug Enforcement Administration has a new tool in its fight against one of Mexico's most notorious cartels. The agency says its new lab in Atlanta is streamlining their investigations and giving them an edge against drug traffickers. Asher Red is joining us right now from Atlanta. And Asher, you have an exclusive look inside this facility.
Well, Mike, the special agent in charge of the DEA's Atlanta Field Division showed me around this new lab that he has. He says it's already making his agents more efficient as they are going after the violent Cartel Jalisco New Generation. Now, in the past, agents in Atlanta would have to send confiscated drugs out of state to be tested by DEA chemists, but now that this lab is here in-house, they're able to do that step within minutes. This month, the DEA in Atlanta seized over 1,000 pounds of meth in an operation against the Jalisco New Generation cartel. Agents say they arrested 5 suspected members of the cartel, which the Trump administration designated a foreign terrorist organization in February. After the bust, agents sent the drugs to this brand new lab for processing and testing. And since federal prosecutors determine charges based on what the drug is and how much agents seize, the DEA chemists who test and weigh the drugs play a vital role in the process.
We will take a statistical sampling to give a general proportion of the population that will contain that substance.
The lead DEA agent here in Atlanta estimates the meth seized in this operation has a street value around $4 million. So that's $4 million that won't be making it back to the cartel.
Their drug of choice is money. I mean, everything they do, they do for money. They care nothing about the poison, the people, the lives they're destroying, the misery they're dealing in. That doesn't bother them one bit.
The operation is part of the DEA's nationwide effort to crack down on the Jalisco New Generation cartel. Robert Murphy says the cartel's been getting more powerful since 2023 after the arrest of 2 high-ranking members of the rival Sinaloa cartel.
CJ&G has risen to power, and we want to make sure our efforts were focused on making sure they don't get too strong.
Christ.
On Monday, the DEA stopped more than 175 pounds of cocaine that was traced back to that cartel from crossing into the United States from the southern border. And the very next day, agents in Houston seized more than 28 pounds of cocaine and $470,000 from CJ&G members. Mike?
Woo, they hitting them hard, y'all. Did y'all see all of that? I can't even say it. I can't even say the name of it. But did y'all see all of that behind him? Woo, I know they feeling it over there in New Orleans, boy. They hitting them in the pockets. They hitting them on the water. Oh, they feeling it, boy. They feeling it. We got to keep on moving forward, you guys. We're going to go over to Florida. But we got this man that was caught. I can't even say this. But if I was there would have been no reason for the video. And you guys would have had to take a collection for my bail. Period. That's all I'm gonna say. They would have been like, yo, why Bugatti ain't on? Oh, we found out that he got arrested for coming to the aid of a he got arrested for coming to the aid of a puppy.
New at 5, surveillance video led Bradenton police to arrest a man accused of beating a 9-week-old puppy. A downtown business alerted detectives once they watched its security footage. And we want to warn you, some animal lovers out there may find the video hard to watch. Fox 13's Kylie Jones spoke to the business owners who tell us what happened.
This all started out as what the owners here thought was a teachable moment for a new dog owner, but they were horrified at what they later saw on their security camera footage. Most people come into Kava Social Club to hang out and relax. But on Monday, one customer caught the founder's attention.
And this guy hadn't been in here before, really, brought in a beautiful puppy. And we were just kind of, just keeping our eye on him. We had a couple customers come up and let us know that he was being really harsh to the dog.
Ryan Bodie says they quickly thought the man might be a new dog owner.
He was being pretty aggressive to try and when he didn't want it to do something. So we worked with him a little bit and we told him, that's not how you treat a dog. It's a puppy. Give him a teething toy.
Bodie and his co-founder, Sarah Lewis, say the man came back on Tuesday and they got another complaint. That's when they decided to look back through security footage.
Grabbing the dog by the neck and holding it down by its face. We saw him slap the puppy and roll the puppy.
You can see the man, who was identified by police as Christian Coelho, on the couch outside with the 9-week-old puppy.
The strength and the aggression he had towards the puppy was not only unfounded. I had never seen anything like that.
After watching the video, the couple called Bradenton police. We know that was not his dog. In fact, our officer who took the report here at Kava has seen that dog before, knew the dog's owner. Police arrested Coelho and tracked down the puppy's owner. She had, in fact, given the dog to be watched, is the way that she put it, by the offender. She seemed unaware of the abuse. Police say the puppy was taken in for a checkup, and it was registered and up to date on its vaccinations.
If it makes you uncomfortable, maybe speak up.
So everybody in the comments, y'all always be like, Bugatti, no violence. You shouldn't be like that because violence is not good. Bugatti, you did. That's when I tell y'all, mind y'all business, shut up, and turn your head. Woo wap, woo wap. Yeah, homeboy. And now get up. Yeah, because normally they sliding down the wall by that time. Only take a couple of them. And only going to take a couple. And for the puppy, and yes, you guys would have been bailing Bugatti out. That's it. Y'all would have been bailing me out. That's it. Where Bugatti at? The show ain't come on this morning. Oh, he did that thing that he told us about. Woo wap, woo wap. Yeah, I had to do that. If there's no way I'm gonna let nobody get away with nothing like that. How about I just walk up behind him and put my hand behind his neck and go like this? Yeah, give him like that little Spock squeeze. Yeah, I know. I see y'all in the comments. Yeah, stop saying. I'm going to rock 'em, sock 'em. I don't care what y'all say. I'm rocking, socking them. Especially this one right here. Y'all, yeah, we're going on a different course today. Now we're going to protect the animals. And the other day we showed a glorious side. We showed a good side. I need to show you guys how we need to protect our animals and get nosy. Yep, get nosy, get involved. They don't want you to know about the truth. Of course, for instance, situations like this. How about this carriage horse that's being forced to work? And he don't want to work because he's tired in the New York City streets. What would you guys say about this?
His body just gave out and he collapsed. His owner started hitting him to get up and people were like, what are you doing? This horse needs help.
Why are you slapping him? He clearly ain't trying to get up.
And the carriage, it looked like it's holding him down in the back.
And finally, the mounted police came over to try to save Ryder's life. They iced him, they poured water on Ryder. It was his story that educated millions and millions of people about the truth behind the life of a carriage horse. That's how we see pretty much all of these horses collapse while they all get perfect health records because there's no oversight.
He want to get out of there.
Many people think that these horses live in Central Park and they're frolicking on the grass.
Nope.
Not at all. They are never touching grass. After a whole day of being worked relentlessly, the horses have to go through the worst of New York City Midtown traffic to get to these multi-level old buildings where they then are placed in these tiny, tiny stalls. It's like they're prisoners in some kind of labor camp.
Yeah, y'all. When did you guys see the other side of that? Because I wouldn't even support the carriages. I would not give them any money so that they can go out of business. That's how I look at it. Let's let the carriages go out of business. Yeah, and let's get involved and get nosy when it come down to the messing with those horses. Let's videotape, let's get all in their faces, and let's get into their business. I don't care. That's when I will be a thunterdun about it. Call me what you want. Call me what you want. Now, let's bring it on home. We got this lost dog. She never thought that she would be able to make it home. She was lost for a long time because a friend of somebody, again, be careful who you guys let watch your animals, first of all. I have a lot of friends that say, hey, I'll watch your dog for you. First of all, no, I'd rather put my dog in a kennel, an expensive kennel that costs money, before I let somebody take care of my dog because of the same thing like what you guys saw earlier. Trying to discipline them the wrong way, don't know how to take care of the dog. Oh, it ran out into the street. I didn't have the leash on. First, after that, you ain't no friend of mine, especially if something happened to my dog, like get hit by a car or something like that. Because that's the stupid thing I used to hear all the time. He ran out into the street. Well, why didn't you put the leash on before you brought him out the building? Okay, perfect example. Now we got another couple who let somebody watch their dog. She got away. That person don't care because he ain't got no dog. This dog's been missing for almost a month. Finally, when it was almost time for it to be over, they found their dog. A Siberian husky, Ashley, disappeared from her home weeks ago after escaping through a door left open by the dog sitter. Ashley had no microchip or collar, so her owners had almost lost hope. She can't hold back her excitement when she sees her mama and desperately tries to hug her through the door. Father's crying already, if you notice. Ashley had been mistaken for a stray and was put up for adoption. That's when an advocate for lost and found dogs saw her picture. And figured it just might be Ashley. They're like, we need to get her out of there. Luckily, he was right. You know what that feeling must be like? Where'd my people go? So everybody's crying. Dog, mother, father, everybody's crying. Everyone is crying right now. As soon as they found out, the owner contacted the shelter immediately and raced 240 miles the next day to get Ashley. 240 miles to go get her dog. All the dogs are barking. All the dogs are excited. Ashley's excited, everybody excited. Ashley and her owners got reunited by pure luck. Please make sure you chip your dog. Yes, microchip your dog. This is the reason why you never want a family member to be lost out there missing like that. Buka, thank you so much. Welcome to Bottom Line Gym Glove. Welcome to becoming a member. Thank you so much, Buka. Is that your name? Yes, that's right, Buka. You guys, do me a favor. Y'all appreciate the content. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, this would be a fantastic time to do so. Become a member. Hit that notification bell down there so that you know when we're on. Also, if you have not, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You know we the #1 show on YouTube in the morning at 6 o'clock, y'all. We're going to get y'all loaded. And plus, y'all trying to make some money? Y'all need some money? I know y'all trying to make some money, 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 money. And in that case, I need y'all to hit that link in the description because you can make up to $750 today off of the surveys that we put in there. You guys will make some money off of the surveys, and I'll get my little taste too for making sure that you guys got those surveys. Up to $750 today. Also, you have a business, lawn care doctor, you might be a mobile repairman, a house painter, I don't know what you do. But we want to help you promote your business to our more than 50,000 subscribers. How do we want to do that? Send over a promo. The size scale has to be 1080 by 1080 in order to fit in the post notification area. We'll put it up. Make sure that you're subscribed and you're already a member. That's right, 1080 by 1080. It's not me. That's what YouTube requires. Thanks for all the love right there because you guys know I take it and I give it right back. Also, anybody want to make some money off their talent? You might be a dancer, a singer, a cook, a chef. You might be able to do a backflip. I don't know what your talent is, but I want to see it. I want to see it on October 4th. I want to see it at the Throgs Neck Superstore in the Bronx. We're going to give the best talented person $250 by just showing your talent. That's right. Pull up on us. Your boy Bugatti NYC is going to be one of the hosts. Also, it's sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. And the DJ Don Dada from Black Ink Crew. That's right. We turned up at the Superstore last month. So now we coming back again to do it again. After that, we going out the Valley Stream in Queens. But we got to get it straight in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, because we did not find a winner, and we're looking for our winner. Please, you guys, if you live in the tri-state area, if you're trying to come through, also it's going to be on live stream right here on our channel as well. So if you're not here, you'll still be able to see it. But if you're in the tri-state area, you guys want to pull up, have a drink with your boy, talk, have a couple of pictures, put up a post or whatever like that. I think Casey might be coming through. Come on through, pull up, have a drink. Make sure you're 21 and older. That's right, you guys, the Show Your Talent Search, where first you win $250, and then the finale, where we bring everybody together from Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. Everybody comes together to one Manhattan location where you could win $1,000 more. That's right. Again, sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. Thank you so much, Amanda Pemberton, for becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate you so much. We do this every single day. Today is Monday, and if you guys know me, it's my favorite day of the week because they got to pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. That's right, y'all. They can't say, oh, it's Thursday. It's almost time for the weekend. It's Friday. Let's talk on Monday. Nope, it's Monday. Pick up the phone. Y'all get to work. It's time to get it together. God gave us another day to get it right. Every single day you wake up in the morning, remember that. Got another one, y'all. Because even if you got those problems, he gave you another day to bang that nail and to get that solution, because problems present opportunities. And we also want to pray for everybody in the chat right now. We want to pray for Batty Lynn, Cat Dad, Rebecca Lanyen Bueno, who's going in for an appointment today, Liberty and Justice. Who else we got up in? We got Hawaii Coffee Farmer. We also got Beastmaster, okay? We also got Liberty and Justice. I said that already. Cat Dad. Everybody up in here. We got Casey in the building. We got my boy Dot Focus. Batty Lynn. Liberty and Justice. I said that already. To everybody in here, I want you guys to have a fantastic and a safe day. Until tomorrow, till I see you guys again. Amen. And with that being said, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, y'all know what it is. Get 'em. Peace. 1.